We had the house and the life that we thought we were always gonna have, and then we realized, for what? What are these things for?
I had really no time with the kids up until we started this.
Our girls are gonna be 18 before we know it, and we just mostly worked that time away. Once they started to realize, we're gonna live on this bus, I think that took a little bit for them to wrap their heads around. Having 3 girls, let me tell you, we have all the things. We have all the makeup bags, all the curling irons, all the blow dryers, all of that still works in a small space. Our clothes storage, a little different. So this right here is gonna be one of our drawers. We wanted to have an area for date nights, and so we found a bus that has a top deck.
I'm trying to sneak in some more manly things, but hey, that's down the road, so that'll come. So maybe a deer, a wolf, some animal, but.
Will you join me? Will you roll? Make this house our tiny home.
Hi, I'm Caleb,
I'm Emily.
and we're the Wandering Wildflowers.
We had wanted to do it forever, and we just had no idea how that was gonna happen. He worked blue collar concrete. I was a recreational therapist. We were working nights and weekends in a cul-de-sac, and that's very hard to think about. How are we gonna afford living on the road? How are we gonna move our 3 girls? And we just kept feeling like if we don't make a huge drastic change now, we're just gonna continue to accumulate things instead of experiences.
So when we first brought up the idea of living on a bus to our girls, they were a little hesitant to the whole idea. What's that gonna look like? How's that gonna work? How they're gonna see their friends or not?
I think they thought it was gonna be like a trip. Once they started to realize, we're gonna live on this bus, I think that took a little bit for them to wrap their heads around. It's been really cool to see, once you move them on the bus, that you can have relationships with people all over the country. You can have long-lasting relationships, even if you don't see people all the time. They really do enjoy it. And we've asked them, we check in with them all the time about bus life. Do you like bus life? Do you want to keep doing it? How do you feel? And we are their parents at the end of the day, so we're gonna make the decision, but we want to make sure that they're feeling comfortable and that they're enjoying it as well. That's very important to us.
Definitely. Before this, I would work all the time. I was blue collar construction, working 60, 70 hours. So I had really no time with the kids up until we started this. And now that my kids have gotten older and I've spent so much time with them every single day, I've really gotten to, I know what makes them mad, what makes them happy, what they need without asking them. I mean, it's been amazing for me just to make up for lost time, so to say, with the girls.
It's okay that we can have slow mornings with our girls and make full breakfast and sit and enjoy that time together. It's okay, that we can do school in the afternoon instead of the morning, so we can go explore and hike and know that we actually do have free will. Like, what a blessing that we have this small time with our girls. Our girls are gonna be 18 before we know it, and we just mostly worked that time away. And then you look back and you're like, wow, that was such a small part of our life. So we've really leaned into, this is okay, and we can love our time together.
Yeah.
We had the house and the life that we thought we were always gonna have, and then we realized, for what? What are these things for? So please, if I could get one message across, is choose the experiences, because that emotion that you get from those experiences will bond you and your husband and your kids for the rest of your life. And that is something that you cannot buy, you cannot get any other way than walking to the top of a mountain and having your kids feel accomplished and seeing that view that you never see before. Those things like that bus life give you, you'll never be able to recreate that.
It can be very daunting. It can sound like a lot, but don't let that hinder you, because it will pay off. We got a 40-foot Thomas, 2006.
we bought it, and then honestly, I would say we're probably sitting around 97,000 with no mechanical issues for what we bought it for and just like what we added to it.
Yeah. We have about 1,500 watts of solar on the roof in the front here. Our bus is about 40 feet and we are at about 300 square feet. So this is our Blackstone. We do a majority of our cooking on it. We love it. It keeps the inside a little bit cleaner, less dishes for pickup, so that's always nice when you live full time. Under here, we got full pass-through storage. This side, mostly girl stuff, beach stuff, chairs on this side. The other side, I'll store the Blackstone and other things. And then we got golf clubs in there. We got string lights whenever we get up somewhere and we get set up. We just throw these lights up real quick, just hook them up with magnetic hooks. Working our way around the back, engine bay here. We got a pusher, so it's in the back. Our bedroom AC is up there. We also have a rooftop deck, solar in the front, deck on the back. Me and my wife will sneak up out there at night when we're out west, look at the stars. One of my favorite things to do. Other side of the storage is kind of my garage, I call it. Tools, hoses, dog food. We got a propane tank down there. On this side right here is our gray tank. 40-gallon gray tank is right underneath there, so that's easily accessible there. We had a local artist back home in Michigan do the outside, hand painted. We met her at the bus and we were debating on the paint scheme, stuff like that. And originally was like, hey, just do a mural on the back. And right before I left, I said, you know what, I was like, you're the artist, this is your canvas, do what you want with it. And I didn't want to put parameters on her. Thankfully I didn't, because I came back and this is what it turned out and we love it. The girls loved it. They were shocked pretty much. They couldn't believe it that that was their bus. But I'm trying to sneak in some more manly things, but hey, that's down the road, so that'll come. So maybe a deer, a wolf, some animal, but yeah, it's all good, so. All right, let's go check on my wife, Emily, and she'll give you a tour of the inside.
Welcome inside our bus. Let me show you around. This is gonna be our main living area. As a family of 5, our biggest thing was trying to make this cozy and feel like home. I did not want our girls to be transitioned to a bus and feel like it was not comfortable. So not only can we fit all of us and our pups, we can also put down both sides of our table and we can fit almost 8 to 10 people and have a family style dinner. So that's very important to us. Eating dinner together and being able to welcome people into our space is something that we absolutely love. And so this space does that, as well as it converts to a bed. And so we can put everyone here and we can do movie night with our TV, which is awesome. So if we have guests that come and stay with us, like nanas and papas, we can put down the bed. We can sleep up here, they can sleep in the back. Or if we just aren't feeling well and we wanna do cozy popcorn movie night, this is where that happens as well. We thought having a full stove was extremely important. Our girls are into baking, I like cooking. We're from the Midwest, so casseroles are a real thing. We wanted to make sure that we did not have to miss out on any of those things. It was something that I did not realize how it was gonna be so important, and that not a lot of buses have full stoves, but having it was very much worth the investment. It runs off propane and we can do, you know, everything that we did at home. So keeping this bus feeling like an actual home is very, very important to me. That's why you'll see a huge amount of counter space as well. Before, when we got this, our bus did not have as much counter space. So we wanted to pull out some extra cabinetry. We wanted to make sure we had space to have all of us be able to prep food together, have the girls be able to prepare their meals. If you don't have a big enough sink, it's an absolute mess. So knowing that these kind of pop out, I have room to wash and rinse. That is really, really important. And our fresh water. I was so worried about water. That was like one of my biggest concerns. And we have just our tap pump And that goes to our filtered water underneath, and that's extremely important. Being hiking and doing all the things, I'd never want to worry about not having fresh water, and so that's where our water comes from. All of our utensils, now this is like set down because everything moves in a bus. We have a lot of food storage because when you have children, they like to eat a lot. So we have our pantry. That's like all of our dry good foods. Underneath, we have a little microwave, which I thought we wouldn't use, but it's really, really useful. We have our pots and pans and our cups down there, but all of our dry storage is either in here or it's above our fridge, which is all of our baked goods. And then we have a little apartment style fridge. Don't be surprised, like by its size, it fits everything. It's really okay. We had a huge fridge at home, and I thought for sure we would never be able to keep enough groceries, but you make it happen. Everything fits in there as long as you're organized. We have 3 girls, and we wanted them to each have their own space. So we have them have their own bunks. They are customized to what they like, who they are as people. If you have children, you know every single kid is different. We want to make sure that they felt like they had a space where they can go and they could retreat to, especially moving into this new lifestyle. This is our middle daughter's bunk, and it's nature theme. This is all just wallpaper up here. And then we also have these sunshades, but we want them to have privacy. So another really cool feature is you just have to unvelcro these, and it rolls down. And so then it just ends up being a blackout curtain for them too, which is really nice whenever we're in a spot where maybe we don't, we just want them to have as much privacy as possible. And so this is her nature theme. This is our youngest daughter, Carter's bunk. She's our wild child. Again, it's just all wallpaper. They have their own shelves and vanities. They can kind of add whatever they want. These bunks are about 6 feet. So having kids that are 10, 7, and 8, they have plenty of room. I can climb right in their bunks and cuddle them and snuggle them. People get really worried about their size, but they have a ton of room. Coming back here, this is our throw wall space. This is our closet. Everything goes here, backpacks or clothes, swimsuits, towels that need to dry. Sometimes even throw some veggies and fruits up there. But you have that, just like we have junk drawers, you have junk closets in a bus. This is our oldest daughter's bedroom. She just turned 11, so she switched everything, and that's really nice. I mean, at home, if we had to redo an entire bedroom, redoing cubbies are much easier. She is our Slytherin. And then this is one of my favorite spots. So people ask where the kids play. Where do our girls play? How do they do school? This is their domain. So they can do their homeschool down here. We have 800 different crafts that they can do. They scrapbook. They can do their music if they want to play Mario Kart, all that stuff with their friends at home. We have our Nintendo Switch and our TV down here. So this is very much a space just for them that they can use however they please so that they are able to communicate with those kids at home. We get a lot of FaceTime calls from our neighbors at home. And we just love having this. I don't think if we didn't have this, the bus would feel very cramped. But since they have this and there's a space for them to go, maybe when we want to sit up front and have an adult conversation or anything like this, they can come down here and have extra space outside of their bedroom. Our bathroom, the most asked about thing on a bus. So this is our bathroom. We have our sink here. All of our storage is underneath. So having 3 girls, let me tell you, we have all the things. We have all the makeup bags, all the curling irons, all the blow dryers, all of that still works in a small space, and it's contained under here. We have shower curtains when we shower that go around our top metal bar, and then we have another, obviously, privacy shower curtain, so it fills this entire space. And then this, our shower head just starts right here, and we have an on-demand hot water heater. So that's really nice. Everyone wonders, like, can you shower? Yes, you can shower. There's plenty of space. No one's ever had a real issue with that. You're not always freezing cold. And then we have a composting, a Nature's Head composting toilet, which I highly recommend. We like to off-grid. We like to go and be able to be by ourselves in the middle of nature for weeks at a time. And I think that's one of the only ways that you can do it. So we absolutely love that we do not have to have a black tank. We just have a gray tank and a fresh water tank. So I highly recommend composting toilets. They're not as bad as you think. They're easy peasy and you don't really have to worry about it as much. the main storage of our bus. You have kids, you have things. So up here is our dry storage, our games. Right in here is gonna be all of our crafts. So we have every craft imaginable. And then since we have 3 girls, we have 3 different areas for their clothes. So they each have their own drawers for their clothes. They can separate everything that they need. And if anybody has girls, you know that they don't like to share clothes. So we have to have them have their separate space. And then right here is our shelf of all of our homeschooling. We've been homeschooling for 4 years now. We absolutely love it. We love that the girls can do their school and be where they're learning about. Up here is going to be our dirty clothes, which you have a lot of, but you only have to do laundry every couple weeks. And then this is going to be our main battery bank. This is where all the brains of the operation is. This is how we check our solar. This is where we go if anything is not working correctly. I would love to say I know a ton about this, but my husband's a lot better. I know when it's getting low and I know when it's not working. So I think that's all you really do need to know. And back is our bedroom. And a lot of tiny houses we see where it's like right next to the kid's bedroom and then it tends to be your bedroom. Well, we wanted some extra space. So we have about, I would say 2 to 3 feet between the storage and our bed. And then we also have, you know, all that extra space in between us and the kids' rooms. I have a little office set up here where I tend to work from. I work remotely. It's really great. I just take this plywood, throw it on top of like my coffee mug, and that's where I sit and do a lot of my calls. And then we have a queen size bed. We have an air conditioner in the back. That's really awesome too. We have another one in the front. And so it's really nice when you need a nice cool day, when you come in from a hike and you want to cool down. That's one of the best things that we could have. And then our clothes storage, a little different. So this right here is going to be one of our drawers. My husband has one and we have one underneath. And then we also have under both of our, we have a little light and we have a ton of storage in there. So we have no issue with having enough room for our clothes. It really works out well. I have an entire storage thing under here. And these pull out so much farther than people think. We really can fit almost our entire wardrobe in there. And then to get on the bed, we have this little step, which has hidden storage underneath here. And we can just kind of hop up, which is really nice because especially, you know, if we have people visiting or last night we had a bunch of kids in here, it's easy for them to hop up and get in here and get down. Another couple of things, storage is so important. So we have storage under both of our headrests. So we actually sleep with our head here. So both of these have storage here. And then this was just a Wayfair, or it was just a cabinet that we bought online and it fit perfectly. So we just shimmed out our wood detail and threw it in there. And that's been great because my husband's Oculus and technology and all of that stuff we can kind of just shove in there and hide. So that is one of our favorite things about this space is there's so much hidden storage. A lot of people don't see it. It just looks like a very nice, cozy bedroom with our TV. But there is a lot shoved under this bed and all the little nooks and crannies around here. So this is something that we thought was gonna be really important. We wanted to have an area for date nights. And so we didn't really know, how to fit that in and what that was gonna look like moving away from our family. And so we found a bus that has a top deck. Here we can climb up here. This has been one of our favorite spots. My husband's a master charcuterie board maker, so we like to hop up there with a glass of wine and have a charcuterie board when the kids are asleep. We also love any state that is a big sky, big star state. And so when the girls, sometimes we'll have them climb up there and we'll stargaze with them. Or if there's a stunning sunset, it's the absolute best view. Everyone else around us might not be able to see it as good as we can, so we climb up there and enjoy all that there is to see. So this is definitely a bonus. It's something that we love, that we did not, we didn't realize how important it was gonna be, but it's definitely a space for us to go have a breather and really take in where we're at and enjoy what we do. I would say if someone's on the fence about this lifestyle, really ask yourself, look at what the next 20 years of your life is gonna be like if you don't do it. And will you regret that? We look at time as such a funny thing and a fickle thing when really a year of your life is this big. So would it really matter? If you just did it for a year, would it actually really matter? Or could you just go back to the same life you're living? A lot of people forget that. We could, if we really wanted to, we could stop at any moment and go back to the traditional lifestyle. So I think if you're on the fence, just remember, you can go back to a regular lifestyle. Why not try it for such a small time? If it's not for you, then it's not for you. But I think so many people never take the risk and then they regret that. You don't want to go to the end of your life with a regret when it's something that's really not that deep, as the kids say.
If you want it bad enough, you will find a way to make it work. Don't make excuses, because everything can be figured out. It might not be easy, but it is definitely worth it.
Everybody asks when we'll be done with bus life or when we'll be done living tiny, and we have no plans to be done. And that'll all depend on where God leads us.
Yeah.
If you like this week's episode, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And check back soon because we have new unique home tours publishing all the time. And if you'd like to join our team and get access to members-only content and unique perks, make sure you click on the join button below.